The movie begins with the main character, Tree, waking up in the dorm room of a guy she doesn't even know. She's staying in the university dorms, and her phone keeps ringing nonstop. It's her father calling to wish her a happy birthday. She realizes he's tried calling several times already, but she never answered. She asks the guy for his name, and he tells her it's Carter. Since she can't remember anything from the previous night, she assumes she got drunk and has no idea what happened. She even starts thinking Carter may have taken advantage of her while she was intoxicated. After asking him for a headache pill, she leaves his room. As soon as she steps outside, a guy starts flirting with her, but she completely ignores him and keeps walking. She then runs into another student who's secretly in love with her, though she doesn't return his feelings. Eventually, she makes it back to the girls' dorm, where the sorority president asks where she was the night before. Tree doesn't answer, and the president simply reminds her not to forget the meeting later that day. When Tree enters her room, she finds her roommate, Lori, waiting with a birthday cupcake she made especially for her. Instead of appreciating the gesture, Tree coldly grabs the cupcake and throws it straight into the trash, making it clear she doesn't care much about other people's feelings. She attends her class, then joins her sorority sisters for a meeting. One of the girls brings some food, but the sorority president criticizes it for being unhealthy and tells her to replace it. As Tree gets up to leave, she bumps into Carter, causing all the food to spill onto her. Carter tells her he came to return the bracelet she accidentally left in his room the night before. She quickly takes it and asks him to leave before anyone finds out she spent the night with him. Later, Tree heads to the hospital for an appointment with a doctor she's secretly having an affair with. When the doctor's wife arrives, Tree pretends to be just another patient before quietly leaving. Soon after, she runs into Lori, who advises her to end the affair because it's wrong. As usual, Tree ignores the advice and walks away. Not long afterward, the sorority president reminds her to get ready because they have a party to attend that evening. Meanwhile, Tree's father keeps calling her, but she continues ignoring every one of his calls. While walking through campus, she notices a small music box lying on the ground playing the Happy Birthday tune. As she approaches it, a mysterious figure wearing a creepy baby mask suddenly appears, silently staring at her. Frightened, she threatens to call the police. The masked figure runs away, only to suddenly reappear behind her and brutally stab her over and over until she dies. But instead of staying dead, Tree suddenly wakes up back in Carter's dorm room. Terrified, she notices her father calling her once again. This time, she takes a headache pill before leaving. As the day unfolds, every single event repeats exactly as before. The flirtatious guy appears, the student who's secretly in love with her talks to her, Lori gives her the birthday cupcake, and Carter returns her bracelet. Tree has no idea what's happening. She visits the doctor and tells him everything she's experiencing, but he doesn't take her seriously and dismisses it as stress or hallucinations. That night, on her way to the party, she spots the birthday music box again. This time, she changes direction and runs to the party venue. As soon as she opens the door, she sees someone wearing the same baby mask and immediately punches him in the face. The lights suddenly come on, revealing that it was all part of a surprise birthday party. The guy in the mask admits he has a crush on her. Tree later goes upstairs, where the same guy follows her and starts blasting loud music. At first, she's enjoying herself, but moments later, he accidentally crashes through a window and falls onto her, killing her instantly. Once again, Tree wakes up in Carter's dorm room. Furious and completely overwhelmed, she realizes she's trapped inside a time loop and can't escape it. Everything keeps repeating over and over. She runs to Lori, claiming she's exhausted and needs to rest, but nobody understands what she's going through. This time, she decides not to attend the party at all. Instead, she locks every door and window and stays inside. Just as she's about to eat the cupcake Lori made for her, she hears a strange noise. The masked killer suddenly attacks her from behind and stabs her in the back. Tree wakes up in Carter's room once more, completely devastated. The situation has become unbearable. She can barely keep herself together as she wanders around campus, trying to ignore everything happening around her. But when Carter returns her forgotten bracelet yet again, she finally breaks down and tells him everything she's been experiencing. Carter listens carefully and tells her that if she's telling the truth, she'll remain trapped in the time loop until she discovers who's trying to kill her. He then explains what really happened the previous night. He says she wandered into another guy's room while she was drunk, so he brought her to his own room to keep her safe. He assures her that he never touched her or took advantage of her in any way. At that moment, Tree realizes Carter is genuinely a good person. He suggests that she make a list of everyone she encounters each day so she can narrow down the suspects and eventually uncover the identity of the real killer. Tree begins keeping a close eye on the guy who has a crush on her, but while she's following him, the killer suddenly attacks and murders her. When she wakes up again, she crosses his name off her list of suspects. Next, she decides to watch the wife of the doctor she was having an affair with, but she gets killed while following her as well, so she rules her out too. Her next suspect is the sorority president. While she's with her, the two get into an argument, but before anything else can happen, Tree is hit by a car and dies once again. She continues investigating one suspect after another, but none of her efforts lead anywhere, and she still can't figure out who the killer is. In one loop, Tree wakes up and decides to take off all her clothes. Naturally, everyone around campus stares at her in shock, but she doesn't care because she knows she's going to die before the day is over, and by the next morning no one will remember any of it anyway. As expected, she dies that night. When she wakes up again, she's physically exhausted and noticeably weaker, so Carter takes her to the hospital. There, the doctor she's been seeing is shocked that she's still alive. He explains that, based on her condition, especially the damage to her lungs, she should have died already. That makes Tree suspicious of him. After spotting the baby mask inside his office, she begins to think he might be behind everything, so she starts watching him. He insists that he's innocent, but before he can explain further, the killer suddenly appears and murders him right in front of her. Tree escapes and speeds away in her car until a police officer pulls her over. She tells the officer she's driving drunk because she believes jail is the only place where she'll be safe. However, the killer suddenly crashes into the police car, pulls out a birthday candle, and a massive explosion follows, killing Tree once again. When she wakes up this time, she's completely hopeless. She decides to tell Carter every single detail that's about to happen before it happens, so he'll finally believe her. While talking to him, she reveals that her birthday falls on the same day as her mother's birthday, but her mother passed away 3 years earlier, which is why she hates this day so much. Carter also notices that her father keeps calling her, yet she continues ignoring every call. While watching the news, they learn about a serial killer who's being treated at the hospital after getting injured. The report says he's responsible for multiple murders across the city. Believing this could be the key, Tree rushes to the hospital, where she discovers that the killer has already murdered the security guard assigned to watch him. The killer attacks her from behind, but she manages to escape. He starts firing at her, and during the chase, he removes the baby mask, finally revealing his identity. At that moment, Carter arrives to save her, but the killer snaps Carter's neck and kills him instantly. Tree hides, then decides to fight back. She's just about to kill the murderer when she realizes that if she survives this loop, Carter will stay dead forever, and she'll never see him again. So instead, she throws herself off the top of the hospital tower. She wakes up once more and finds Carter alive. Overjoyed, she runs over and hugs him. Determined to change, she begins fixing all the mistakes she's made. She apologizes to Lori for the way she's treated her, ends her affair with the doctor because she knows it was wrong, and finally visits her father to apologize for ignoring all of his calls. The two reconcile and begin repairing their relationship. That night, Tree prepares for one final showdown with the killer. She heads to the hospital and tells the security guard to call the police because the murderer is about to escape. She tries to shoot him, only to realize the gun's safety is still on, making it useless. The killer attacks, but when the lights suddenly go out, Tree uses the darkness to disappear, sneak up behind him, and kill him. But to her surprise, she wakes up once again in Carter's dorm room. She realizes she still hasn't uncovered the whole truth, and that she's still trapped inside the time loop. She starts packing her belongings and tells Lori she's leaving town. Lori offers her the birthday cupcake she made earlier, and that's when Tree notices something strange. Nobody actually killed her the previous day. She died because she ate the cupcake. She suddenly realizes it was poisoned. Looking back, she remembers that every time she refused to eat the cupcake, she died at the hands of the masked killer. But the one time she actually ate it, the poison was what killed her. That's when the entire truth comes out. Lori has been the real killer all along. When Tree tells her she's going to call the police, Lori drops the innocent act and attacks her. She accuses Tree of being selfish and wanting everything for herself, even stealing the doctor Lori loved. Lori also admits that she planted the baby mask in the doctor's office to make Tree suspect him. The two fight fiercely, and Lori tries to force the poisoned cupcake into Tree's mouth. In the end, Tree overpowers her and throws Lori out the window. In the final scene, Tree is sitting with Carter, who asks her to stay with him. She falls asleep and wakes up the next morning in his dorm room once again. Carter pretends he doesn't remember anything, but she quickly realizes he's only joking. At that moment, Tree finally understands that she's broken free from the time loop for good. And that's how the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel.